Okay, the next video that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the attendance screen. And so basically the way that this works is once we get a lot of this stuff set up, then we can actually start tracking attendance. So we're going to come to class management. Let's make sure that we're set up on the proper school. Come to class management and go to attendance and activities. Now let me explain a little bit about this screen. Again, as is with all organization admin logins, you'll have the ability to select your school. So you want to keep an eye on that guy and just make sure that you haven't accidentally changed it. What you'll have is you have a calendar here which will give you actual dates. We're going to create actual classes up under here now. Before we created class templates. A class template is like a definition of a class. There's not an actual class in the system that has been recorded so that students can have time. This is where we actually record those classes and give students time in the system. So we're going to select the 12th and let's add a class. And this is where we can use the template. So we're going to say this is normal class and see how it fills everything in for us. And all of that looks fine, so we're going to save that. And say we had another class. Say we had a test prep class. And we don't really have a template for that, so we can just enter that test prep. And say the start time is 5:30 p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. We'll go ahead and leave it at an hour and a half. And the instructor, Bob, has offered to take this class for me so that I don't have to be there to teach it. And we'll say this class is also available for sign up, but we only have 10 slots. And there you go. So that's going to create the classes for the day. All right, so that's the manual way to create the classes. Now let's come down here and select normal class. This is where you would record what happens for that class. You've got four tabs down here. You've got the attendance, you've got the activities, you've got the plans versus the actuals, and the sign-ups. So let's say we've got attendance and say everybody, say Bob and Edward and myself, say we all attended the class. So you can select everybody, and depending on your browser, to do a multiple selection is different depending on the browser and depending on the computer that you're on. But find out how to do you can do the multiple select on most browsers, and then click the assign button, and what that will do is that will move the information over into here. Now if you have a big long list of students, you can filter that list by groups. This is where groups come in. And also too, you can display everybody in rank. Well, nobody has any promotions in the system, so there's no rank. But we'll come back and revisit this when we have some actual promotions in the system and see how that works. Now if you'll notice, if you come back up here and select test prep, now you're back down to this class, and there's nothing been selected for that. So as you change between the classes, you'll see different information. Let's move on to activities. Let's say in the normal class we had a discussion on meditation, and we worked on all of our kicks. Plans versus actuals. We didn't really have any plans, but this is where the plans would go. And then we might say something like, pretty much stuck to the plan. This is just some free-form notes that you can use to leave notes about the class. I have my instructors, a lot of times when I'm not at class, will leave notes in these so I can go in and take a look at the individual classes and see what they had to say. That way I can keep informed. Now remember, on this screen, a lot of times whenever you hit a button, things get saved. But on this screen, since this is text, you actually have to hit the save button, and you have to see the little spinner pop up, and then that way you know that the information is saved. And then finally, if anyone had come in to sign up for your class, and again we'll take a look at this when we go over sign-ups, you would see the list of students in this box, and then you can do the multi-select and add them to the attendance, or you can remove them from the sign-up screen. This is just a handy way to say, okay, these are the people that signed up, we'll go ahead and add them in if they all showed up. And that is basically the attendance screen. One last feature of the attendance screen that we may want to go over is the monthly class summary. And what this does is this gives you a way, say you have February of 2013 selected. If I click this, then I should see a list of all the classes for that month. how many activities are selected, how many students attended, how many signups there were, if there were any hourly overrides, who the instructor was, the title, the time, and the date. I can go through here and remove classes. I can edit information about that class. It just gives me all of the classes of the month in a list format so that I can see them easily. So we'll come back to the attendance screen. And that's pretty much the basics of the attendance. There are some other features such as the ad series that we will go over in another video. Thank you.